YouTube, what it do? It's your boy King Zay back in the stew. Saying today we got why Mr. Beast brother didn't succeed on YouTube. Now I had no idea he had a brother, but before we get into this vid, make sure y'all hit that like button. Without further ado, let's get straight to it.
Mr. Bro, the brother of Mr. Beast, did a pretty
Mr. Bro
maintaining an average career monthly view count of between 1 and 4 million. However, he'd post a total of only 29 full-length videos before disappearing from the channel around 10 months ago. It's when we take a quick glance over these 29 full-length videos that we begin to notice the very first reason as to why CJ was unable to find success to the same degree that his brother had, being that the Mr. Bro videos were almost indistinguishable from Mr. Beast's, giving it this feeling of off-brandedness as opposed to...
This is catching me completely off guard. What did he...
Basically identical to Mr. Beast, whilst the crew, which included individuals such as Chandler's brother, didn't exactly feel all that creative or nuanced. Jimmy. Zach equals Chandler. Tyler equals Chris. Together, they are the budget Mr. Beast.
Dang, they was hating on him, so he had to go.
Mr. Beast, while at the same time being...
Oh, yo, they actually look like each other. That's crazy. Let's say Mr. Beast got a billionaire though. No cap.
Opposite. The reason this would be explained during CJ's first...
They look like twins.
YouTube, in which Jimmy would explain the extent to which Mr. Bro was going to be guided by Mr. Beast.
You have 5 helpers, a warehouse, office space. You got a $100,000 starting budget. We're doing your thumbnails for you, and we're helping you think of content.
Aren't you editing too?
I'm shouting you out and giving you over 1 million subscribers.
Now, it seemed like Jimmy was trying to teach his brother how to fish as opposed to giving him a fish, which was certainly the right approach in this scenario. The systems were set up for CJ in a way where he could achieve instant success whilst learning about YouTube in the process. The problem was that since CJ had absolutely no prior experience with YouTube, he wasn't really mixing these systems with his own pre-developed style or self-learned knowledge, and as a result was rather just replicating Mr. Beast branding in its entirety.
Yeah, that makes sense.
An inauthentic feeling.
With Jimmy's mindset with giving money away, being a philanthropist, doing all the great things that he does every single day to make a difference in people's lives, I have that same mindset, and I also want to do the same thing just like my brother.
Now, it's probably safe to say that this is being done somewhat deliberately.
But is this his older brother or this his younger brother? That's my question.
Brand, and in a lot of ways, there was massive upside to this approach. We say that Mr. Bro quote-unquote didn't succeed because we're comparing him to Mr. Beast. However, compared to any other new channel, his beginning was explosive. He did over 10 million views within his first 2 months on the platform. He'd cross over the 1 million subscriber mark prior to even that, and his continual ability to gain upwards of 1 million views per upload, even after the initial shout-out, would have without a doubt been, at least in part, a result of him having the ability to replicate the Mr. Beast success formula almost in its entirety. Additionally, being so similar to Jimmy, many could market himself as Mr. Beast's brother with a similar profile picture and all, giving him a continual attachment to Mr. Beast's relevancy. However, it was clear that being so similar to Mr. Beast also put a bad taste in some of his audience's mouths, judging from this Reddit post with
Mr. Bro is just trying to dang. I would get tired of that too though. Real talk.
Seemed to be somewhat of a negative tone. Being marketed as Mr. Beast's brother also had its own disadvantages. It's likely that many of Mr. Bro's views were coming from people clicking on the videos to see what a video by Mr. Beast's brother looks like, as opposed to clicking on the video for the title, thumbnail, and idea itself. While this is probably a huge advantage for Mr. Bro's click-through rate, if people were clicking on the videos to simply observe the differences and similarities between the two brothers, there was
your views is up and down.
Video. As a result, it's unlikely that CJ's watch time and audience retention was anything close to Jimmy's, which would have been a further disadvantage against CJ's channel. This sentiment of being too similar to Mr. Beast can be felt further when looking at the comments on the Gamer from Mars video from about a year ago made on a similar topic to this one. He tried to promote himself as Mr. Beast's brother, not CJ. You cannot try to be a carbon copy of someone.
First mistake, be yourself, my boy. Hey, this to y'all watching this vid, man. Do not try to copy nobody, bro. I swear, people are gonna mess with you for you, and if they don't, fuck them. No cap.
When you're just not. As always, Mr. Beast's brother should just be himself. That isn't a short
I'm saying, just be you.
But it's important to
and whoever mess with you, gonna mess with you.
If I'm gonna watch Mr. Beast's content, I'm gonna watch it from Mr. Beast, not the great value version. And it's still his own thing. The problem with these comments is that differentiating yourself from others is substantially easier said than done. It's a multi-year process. Every YouTuber goes through this. You begin by replicating something.
Because I see it's me. You know, like KSI and Diddy are brothers, but their content is I don't watch watch them anymore, but their content is definitely
However,
different.
CJ might have stopped uploading before getting to that point where he could shoot off in his own direction. But again, this goes back to the problem of being branded as Mr. Beast's brother.
Why does he put that in his I am Mr. Beast's brother? Like, bro, what are you doing? I don't have in my description, I am Adrian the Kid's brother. That dude going crazy on YouTube, but you know you got to be your own man. At the end of the day, same way he got to be his own man.
From the ground up. This question highlights another point that's worth diving into, being that CJ never really got the opportunity to go through that rocky patch of developing an intuitive foundational understanding
and developing his own community.
Work, usually achieved through of early failure.
That's another thing. I'm sorry, pausing, but bro, like a main thing about this YouTube stuff, bro, you gotta build your own community, bro. I think like Mr. Beast shouting him out and doing all that basically just gave him like a piece of Mr. Beast's community. So like it's not even like he said, you're not gonna get the same amount of retention. People don't really mess with you for you. They mess with you for who your brother is. So you gotta build your community. But you live and you learn though. You know what I'm saying? Best thing, he would have been better off just not mentioning nothing until like 1 million subs and be like, guess who my brother is? Woo de woo. You know what I'm saying? He building that up himself.
Now you could probably argue that this is somewhat unimportant because it can be taught, but only to a certain extent. You learn a little bit by someone else telling you about their failure or something they've learned, but you learn a whole lot more when you put an entire week's worth of work into something that you think will be a banger before uploading it for 100 views. You never went through the hard work from the years before you get popular.
That's what I'm saying.
Know what it's like.
He doesn't know where it's like to start from the bottom.
Therefore, he's not getting enough views. The other problem with skipping this early rough patch is that you potentially fail to develop a deeply meaningful long-term story associated with the channel that you've built. In the case of Mr. Beast, for example, much of his strong public image and goodwill comes from the obvious vibe that he's been to hell and back in order to get to his current position.
I remember when Jimmy was 14 years old, in his room, editing his videos super late at night of Minecraft, literally just to post it and get maybe 100, 200 views.
His 10+ years worth of
was he hating on him? What the heck?
Adding this indescribable flavor of confidence to his videos. CJ or Mr. Bro, on the other hand, even with a similar success formula to Mr. Beast, still gives off the energy that he's a bit of a newbie. His lack of confidence shines through and it can be felt by the audience. CJ just needs to have more confidence in his creativity and how he directs the
confidence
videos.
is key,
when you watch
man.
Mr. Beast, he's very likable and entertaining because he always has a plan and knows how to keep things rolling. CJ understandably looks a little uncomfortable, so he doesn't seem to have full enough control of his content. The other problem associated with not developing a meaningful long-term story is that there's probably minimal emotional connection to the channel, making it pretty simple to quit out of the blue without
real
feeling
talk.
as though you're giving up on
you didn't earn that 100 subs. You don't know what it's like to hit 100 subs because you started out with 1 million.
Level of success as they were in their prime, yet continue to upload videos to a dwindling audience, presumably because it's extremely hard to walk away from a project or brand that you've invested years of time into. Meanwhile, CJ seemed to have the opposite experience of this. There was a total of only 1 year and 9 months between his first and last upload, which might not have been enough time to cement his identity as a YouTuber, resulting in minimal downside or regret if he were to remove himself from the platform.
And you just work like hell, to be honest, for 10 years, like there's probably a good chance you'll make it. But if you do that over the course of 6 months or a year, I don't know. You know?
This also highlights that maybe CJ was never actually making videos because he enjoyed the content creation process. Maybe he'd simply seen Mr. Beast's insane level of success and was subsequently too focused on the potential rewards, whilst the required level
focus on the money
never really existed in the first place.
You got to do something you're passionate about. You can't focus on the money.
As successful. Problem is he can't come up with his own content, so he just looks bad. I try to watch him to support him despite not liking his stuff, but I really can't. It's a waste of my time to try. Sorry if that's harsh, but it's my honest opinion.
Nah, that's
Mr.
real.
Bro is not his brother. We could go deeper and say that maybe he did want to be a YouTuber, yet the type of videos that he was making weren't really what CJ wanted to make authentically. However, he had no option but to make the videos he was making, as he was replicating Mr. Beast's formula and wasn't following his own genuine curiosity or genre that he enjoyed.
Why your people disrespecting you like that?
The importance of video ideas, stating that if anyone were to apply his viral ideas to their
Don't know
own
that
channel,
trash
they would
or
go viral as well.
Obviously, a lot of it is just in the ideas. Like anyone, if they did this, it would have gone viral. Yeah.
So if anything, at least Mr. Bro was an interesting experiment to see how viral you could make a brand new channel go if it was set up for success by one of YouTube's greatest creators. Plus, there's really nothing stopping CJ from coming back and continuing on.
Mr. Beast is a GOAT
if he has a change of heart toward the platform.
Oh, dang. Yeah, man. Comment down below what y'all thought of this vid, man. I had no idea he had a brother. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, like I said, leave this video a like, man. If you're new to the channel, we drop daily reactions. So go ahead and hit that sub button if you want to join the gang. With that being said, it's your boy King Zay signing out, man. Peace.